collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons Mal, for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, and you can preview it for free on Kindle and see the dedication to my mom, which I tear up every time. But you know what else? I am on Patreon, patreon.com. / Drawing the Circle. Best career move I ever made as an artist, as a healer, as a reader, as a teacher. Just loving it over there, doing the deep stuff, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. Also, Mercury conjunct Venus in Libra. Third house, Leo rising. Let's get up in this gig. If you are new to the channel, this is really what is called a 3 levels of power reading. There's a link in the description box, a whole section I have in the description box, VIDS pertaining to the read. I forget exactly what I titled it, but you'll see there's a lot of cool stuff in there. A video here on YouTube from Carolyn Myss doing a lecture on the 3 levels of power, 3 archetypal lenses that you can snap into place when needed to look at different areas of your life in 3 levels. The literal level, the personal level, the symbolic level, the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. It's lovely. In this case, we're looking at life purpose. Aligning them through work, career, and vocation, how you survive, how you create, and what your calling is. We'll explain it as we go. There are chakras involved. Let's see what comes out of my mouth in explanation. That's why I pray, meditate, and do breath work before reading, particularly for air signs. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because it makes sense when I get the readings for myself. When I do them for myself, or sometimes the ones here, I'm like, oh, that's me. That's exactly what I'm dealing with, right? My Virgo sun tends to go towards work, right? Survival, the literal world, the element of earth. But I gotta tell you, my Libra definitely is more interested in the career, the art, the love of it all of that Libra stuff. And of course, my Pisces moon goes right for the mystical, spiritual vocation. And I bring all 3 of them into alignment every day. I am a mystic, teacher, healer, reader, corporate president. I don't get paid for being a corporate president, because it's not how it works when you're self-employed. But I get paid for this work, the art, the healing, the reading. So you soon get what I'm saying. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And keep in mind, I have been doing these readings for clients for decades, since I learned about the 3 levels of power, work, career, and vocation, in particular from Carolyn Myss. And I think that had to have been the late 90s-ish. All right? So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I'll get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, because on a slightly more serious note than even that, I'm well aware of what's going on planet Earth. I watch the news, right? School shootings and wars, and the big war going on in the Ukraine. At the time of this recording, obviously so much going on that to find balance by the Libras, at least for this reading, fulfilling their life purpose through work, career, and vocation is contributing to a better world. It's holographic. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Okay, so we're going to try and keep it light. Because don't bring me down, Bruce. You know, don't bring me down. No, I'm here to uplift and heal, and I'm good at what I do, and I got cool hair. Oh, and the theme for this series, how dare I forget, is dress for the job you want. Super Mal, right? You're with me? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. We're going to try and keep this light. I'm actually doing this on a Leo moon Sunday, and I'm Leo rising, so here we go. Still point. Oh, such a game changer, those 2 words. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of life purpose through work, career, vocation, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, using the Caroline Myss archetype cards. First 3 cards down. I need one for the 8th chakra archetype hovering over their work. Literal world, physical, right? Physical level of power. Literal level of power, physical world, survival intuition, lower 3 chakra dominant. But what's the 8th chakra hovering over all of that, beaming down the program? That changes the electromagnetic dynamics in all the chakras, what we attract, what we repel on a total unconscious level to the rest of us. And the same thing for their career, right? Their, the second level of power, the personal level of power, the spiritual power of the crown chakra, mental power of the third eye, willpower of the throat chakra, and emotional power of the heart, their career, their creativity, what they yearn for, what they burn for, hovering over their head. That one took a while. That should be interesting to see what that is. And 8th chakra dominant, the symbolic level of power, the spiritual world, that aspect, their calling, their inspiration, really the part of the sacred contract that takes us a while to figure out, at least for the time of this reading, what's hovering over that in their vocation in this timeless read. These are in the these are in the title, obviously. Now, though we laid them down 1, 2, 3, we actually read them in reverse because you want to go from the 8th chakra down. It's what you want to incarnate, and the reverse direction is what you heal, right? Things come in at work, and you got to heal it, and you get the wisdom out of it, and then it makes more room for your manifestation and your creativity to come into alignment. So you've got the thief in your vocation, action family archetype, the king in your career. I'm going to say right away that feels like a powerful leverage. Masculine family archetype, and the judge in your work, a wisdom family archetype. Let's work our way down. The thief. I know nobody wants to get the thief archetype because it just sounds horrible. Everybody knows a thief. Everybody's stolen a paperclip from work. All right, something like that. Location, location, location. But all archetypes are neutral, and you can have them for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And when I say a reason, I mean like a day, maybe even less, right? For an hour, an archetype can pop in. A season, which could be 10 years out of a what? Let's say an 80-year-old life, right? A lifespan. It could be like 10 years. But a lifetime is womb to tomb, birth to death. So this is 8th chakra dominant level of power. The thief as an action archetype, the shadow is what you don't want to deal with in any of these, right? You don't want to deal with it. Or if you know about it and are dealing with it, you don't want anybody to know about it. Stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. Now, in terms of, vocation, life path kind of stuff, the calling there, what kind of powers do you think you lack? Because that's really key to the golden part, what you're shooting for, the light attribute. Sheds light on the potential wealth within that can never be stolen. No one can steal from me my connection to the divine. Because it's not even a connection, we're all one. Depends on what level of consciousness you're operating from, right, at a given moment. So and that's why I think vocation, it's like, well, what is it that can't be stolen from you? Because maybe you have been stolen from. Maybe people have taken your ideas. Maybe people have sabotaged you and stolen opportunities out from under you. Happens even in, believe it or not, and I've been a member of for a very, very long time, the spiritual, metaphysical, magical / pagan, whatever you want to call it, industry, because it's an industry, it's a business. If you're boxing up crystals and sending them around the world with, stuff, it's an industry. Okay, interesting. I know that's more work, but we'll get there. Just an example. Let's talk about your career, the king. Now, the king in its shadow is a frickin' nightmare. Excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Now, wait a minute, I live in the United States. Why does that seem familiar? I don't know. Oh, it'll come to me. The light attribute, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Great, big, huge. Now, I live in the United States. I know this is international. I've got clients around the world now. Thank you, YouTube and Patreon and everything. Thank you, social media. But the United States itself has a sacred contract. There is a book. I know there's an audio. I listened to it a long time ago, The Sacred Contract of America. 12 houses, each has an archetype in it, just like you do. Read the book, Sacred Contracts. It's genius. Carolyn Myss's work. Well, the thing is, it has the rebel. America doesn't do kings well. Queens will take, oh, girl, work, right, symbolically speaking. But kings, like kings of industry, yeah, but regulated in, usually regulated. Let's not go there. But do you get the power I'm talking about there in your creativity? That enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge, even if those are your creations. Because you are in charge of your creations in terms of what you, your career. Now the judge. Here comes the judge. Wow, Flip Wilson flashback. The shadow attribute, offering only destructive criticism. I've been there. I was raised by a lawyer. I'm pretty good at it. Misusing business, legal, or criminal authority, meaning that you're in a place of authority and you put your thumb on the scale. A Libra, by the way, there is a scale, an old-fashioned one of these things, scales. But I'll tell you, the secret to Libra, there's really a third point, the still point. The silent witness, the stillness that movement flows through. And if you really want a good take on that, Winter Smith by Terry Pratchett. That's all I'm going to say. Start turning hot water into ice. Light attribute, what you're shooting for in your work, balancing justice and compassion. That is very Kabbalistic. Tree of life, managing the fair distribution of power in your work. Now, that might be something you're dealing with if you are in a socially injustice, imbalanced wage weirdness going on in work. But that's why we've got a bunch more cards to hit the table, and that's the most we're going to talk about any of these cards individually. They need the most description, the most interpretation. So now we're going to Tarot land. Daughters of the Moon Tarot will do the next 4 chakras down. Spiritual power, mental power, willpower, choices, decisions. Sometimes people have a weird interpretation of what willpower means. It's about choices and decisions. Stuff you want, right? Spit, swallow, or chew. Spit it out, swallow it, or chew on it for a little bit before you make that choice. And your emotional power, the feminine energy, the inside. People may have no idea this is what's going on inside of you. And sometimes we're not aware of it either. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Oh yeah. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East, please, 3 cards, one at a time. For the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading in their work, career, vocation. We've got the judge in their work. What's going on there? I see what you want me to do. Judge in their work. What's underneath that? Heart, third eye crown. 8 of Cups. Withdrawal within. We'll come back to that. For the king in their career. Getting the feeling this is their leverage, right? Like everyone, each reading has its leverage. What's going on for the Libras in their career? This is heart, third eye crown dominant. The internal world, their feminine energy has the 10 of Cups. So like, I had a feeling. So in your work, you're withdrawing into your career, 10 of Cups, right? Ecstasy, literally Inanna's house of heaven, but Inanna didn't get to the house of the heaven without hooking up with her sister, Erishkigal, and that's quite a story. Shadow work, anyone? You had to have, right? This is a result of some kind of shadow work or feeling or facing your emotions to get to that point, because nobody wakes up in the 10 of Cups one day out of nowhere. I mean, unless you do. Yeah, I have, I guess. All right, my goddesses, the thief in their vocation, that which cannot be stolen from them, right? It's intrinsic. It's not even symbolic software. It's hardware. They can't take that out. What's going on there? Heart, third eye crown in their vocation, analysis, 2 of Blades. So no major arcana, which is good, right? But I will say 2 heart chakras and a third eye. Bingo! Chakra bingo. Svadhisthana, bingo. Look, the thief, you got to take some time and analyze this situation, right? think about it, Libra. And look, it's the Two of Swords. Now, not that blindfolded and bound in the Rider-Waite, although that's valid. Two fencers, right? Well, but I could do that. But what if it's seeing things. I just listened to this morning. Good old Spotify. Don't crack up. Bend your brain. See both sides. Throw off your mental chains. Whoo, hoo, hoo. Howard Jones, anybody? Oh, he's still cute. I'm Generation X. Don't cancel me. So definitely, like, really, from the highest point of view, in terms of your vocation, right, your spiritual power, really look at what can or can't be stolen from you. And what I'm getting from over here is that maybe it hasn't been stolen from you, but that might be a fear that if you go into, deeper into your vocation, seeing it from that place, I think you'll see that there are certain things that are just endemic to you, the wisdom that you've gotten along the way. Like, for instance, if you go public with this, just as an example, will someone try and steal your 10 of Cups? Right? Not if you're the king. It's good to be the king. God bless Mel Brooks, right? And I love that in your career. That's lovely. If that's our career, well, let's even look at it this way. I'm an artist, right? I'll just quickly pop myself into this. I'll pop right out. So, my intellectual properties, my intellectual rights, my ideas, thinking about it. Well, if I'm going to do this, and what if all of a sudden, I don't know, Margaret Cho, Chelsea Handler, Kathy Griffin asked me for a reading, right? Want to book me. They book me and boom, because I'm good. That's not all it would take. Boom, powder keg, right? And it's like, well, I got to get a fucking lawyer. Is what I got to do. Well, I have. I was raised by lawyers, Johnny. I'm the one that focused on spiritual metaphysical law. So you get it. It's like, and I do. I am the king of Drawing the Circle Productions. I get this reading, and believe me, my cups doth runneth over. I love Patreon. You have no idea. Go check it out. So, of course, pulling back emotionally, going in. Now, look, it is walking away, but not so much in this deck. It's walking into this woman. Took a torch, got in a rowboat, went to an island to follow a trail of cups into a cave, right? Some are standing, some are spilled, but she's going for the 9th cup. And interesting, you bypass that and find 2 cups going inside yourself, right? But with the Judge, right? Balancing justice and compassion. That's so frickin' Libra. And really, it's the 2 pillars on the High Priestess card, traditional, right? Rider-Waite, mercy and severity, the Kabbalistic, I forget what they're called. There's the middle path, but then I guess there's left and right. Bringing that into balance is very throat chakra. What do you say? What do you don't? Well, I'm going to go in and feel that out. Work. This is the one, but what's going on in the outside? But there's a hitch with that in a general read. If I'm reading you, I can ask you directly, is this you or is this them in any situation? But barring that, it's from the outside looking in at yourself, maybe you from the inside looking out at a person, place, or thing. Lower 3 chakra dominant means your relationships in the world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends. I'm a member of the Bad Reputation, if not still on their logs from the 80s, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, right? Then at least in spirit, right? That's my tribe. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Right? So all of that, your political affiliations, your genetic heritage, blah, blah, blah. Starseed, I don't know, it's all tribal. 2nd chakra, one-on-one relationship with another person or thing. Money, sex, and power, which work, career, vocation. And your relationship to yourself in the solar plexus, your what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your self-esteem, your gut intuition, which usually no one else gets in that moment. So will you check with everybody else on planet Earth, or will you value the guidance that comes through to you? Ready? Please take a nice deep breath. I wish people understood. The longer it takes me to shuffle, the more the right cards come out. Breathe. This feels really good, though. Still point. And it just felt better as I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Libra, powers of the East. please. 3 cards in clarity for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. As we said, lower 3 chakra, masculine energy, outside in, inside out. With the Judge archetype in their work. With there's an emotional withdrawal here that's pulling back. It's like they're showing me Ernestine at the switchboard, Lily Tomlin pulling out the little things. One ringy dingy, but emotionally, what's going on there? Lower 3 chakra dynamic, please. The Tower, got it. Something's going down in your work world. Struck by lightning. When it's a major arcana card, lower 3 chakras, it's all 3 at once. So there may be a truth that comes in. There may be, a corporate shakeup. It's an instantaneous change. You can't be unstruck by lightning, but you can rebuild, hence the pulling back. Let's see. We're going to put them together when all 3 are here. So the king in their career, I think our career possibly, because like I said, this could be the big break. I was talking about Margaret Cho. I would love to read Chelsea Handler. Her Pisces sun is the exact same degree as my Pisces moon. I kind of feel obligated to at least have one drink with her. I'm not a big drinker, but there are other things in life. Please, my gods, guys are having fun with me today. That king archetype in our career with 10 of Cups on the inner, ecstasy, bliss with 2 of Wands. What do I do? This is my Crossroads card. Jason of Jason and the Argonauts, a lovely myth, lots of travel. There's even a witch involved, a very powerful one. But this is before he accepts the call. The hero always gets the call, but often he refuses it. Here he's standing outside the rose quartz cave that Chiron lives in, the centaur, the Centaur, the wounded healer, but the trainer of heroes, Heracles, and all of them. He trained all of them. He's great. We gotta love a good Centaur. Is good to know. But at this point, he's like, well, which is interesting because you got 2 blades on the inner in your vocation, so you got 2 twos. Any bunheads out there? You big tutu wearers, tutu flesh. All right, my gods, their vocation. We're going to put all this together. We got the thief in their vocation, 8th chakra, 2 of blades on the inner. It feels like a real flow. Of course, that would influence what they should and what they shouldn't. This is very solar plexus. Got to feel that out, right? Because if it's a yes, nothing can stop me. But if I'm unsure, it's always a no, at least for now. So what's going on in their vocation there, particularly with that thief and analysis? Because there is a Page of Pentacles that has come in and you are evaluating, analyzing, am I being ripped off? Am I being stolen from? If I do this, will I be compromising my spiritual ethics, my life path, my vocation, my spiritual power? I faced that so many times in my career. It's tricky, but remember what can't be stolen from you. Maybe go in and analyze that. Balance it out so it makes sense. The thief analyzing, can this be stolen? Am I being ripped off? I mean, in the real toxic side of it, in the real shadow side, it's like, hey, how can I, plot and scheme? How can I rip someone off? In this Page of Pentacles, this is, now to me, pages aren't necessarily people, they're opportunities, right? The other knight, king, and queen can certainly represent zodiacal signs, but a strong potential, a message coming in. Pages are messengers, right? So a strong message coming in about that. And if that's about a literal theft of some way, shape, or form, then understand it is part of your life path to deal with it, and that can be helpful, hopefully. In the career, the king, blissful, ecstatic, heart overflowing, wide open, but a little indecisive, which is probably not a bad thing if you are in a place of analysis trying to align your career with your vocation, and certainly looking at the legal aspects, the contracts, making sure it's fair, that the distribution of power is worth it, right? No thumbs on the scale there, and pulling back in, not just to pull back, but to feel it out. And when you go inside, the king is like, oh, we could do this. But do we pull the trigger right now, right? Because, boom, a trigger has been pulled, but usually when it's the Tower, it's a divine plan sort of thing. It's major arcana. It's not a result of a mistake. It's something that was written in to the script of this timeline that you find yourself in. No matter what you did, you can't screw up the cosmic timelines, darling. This is not a Marvel adventure, although they're good at it. I mean, you gotta say. Well, in DC Comics, you know, Flashpoint and all that, you gotta be careful how fast you run, Barry. Run, Barry, run. Run, Eliza, run. Wow, King and I reference. There hit me in the third eye for you. So I don't feel like this is a pain in the ass thing. Now, you still got 3 more cards down, which will help this a lot. But just in terms of tarot here, this potential is one taking your time with, balancing out, and that we literally have scales on the table. Be your true, authentic Libra self. So far, I really got to say, it feels like your leverage is in your career. That king with that 10 of cups on the inner to go, I will make this choice. And that's the thing. This may not be a major decision. This may be a decision of, do I take the next step? And if you're flying high emotionally, your heart is overflowing, well, at least you can make a more loving, wise, empowered choice or decision. Last 3 cards down. The Macron Healing Mantra Deck. No bookie book for these. These readings are long enough. Again, we're going to lay them down. But these will help you unify each one individually, and then you start putting them together as a power graph of power. You'll see what I mean. It's fun for the air signs. A little word play. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Life Purpose through the archetypal lenses of work, career, and vocation for the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, real quick, 1, 2, 3, the perfect healing mantras to help them align and balance their life purpose. We're going to lay them down, work, career, vocation, but we're going to read them vocation, career, work. So in their work, the Judge in the 8th chakra, withdrawal, 8 of cups on the inner, the Tower on the outer. What's their healing mantra? Welcoming surrender. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. Work, 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 work. Okay, for the king in their career, 10 of cups on the inner, but 2 of wands on the outer. What do we got there? Befriending pain. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. We'll talk about that. We will definitely talk about that. And in their vocation, this is where your leverage is, unless this is really knocking it out of the park. Ascended Masters, their thief archetype in the 8th chakra, analysis on the inner with that Page of Pentacles. What do you got? Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light, appearing as all that cannot be stolen from you. This is why I get the big bucks. I know what I'm talking about. They put the right cards in my hair. I'm fun. And I got great hair. Super metal. All right, so look, in your vocation, of course, the thief. Analyzing the mind in it. Good, because do that. Take the time to do that about this message of potential coming in. And the way to get through that is I am going to explore this from a unity consciousness point of view, that it's only one of us here. We're all playing a role, and there's something here for me to learn. I am here to learn, to shed light on the potential wealth within me that can never be stolen. Now, that means most likely you've been stolen from before in some way, shape, or form, or maybe all of them, right? So to connect with that, what a challenge. That will be incredibly helpful. This feels like particularly now that we get that connection with the thief to the king. So a king who's been stolen from, maybe, right? But whose heart is open. There is a real willingness, a real emotional flow here. And this opportunity feels like, what do I do? Well, befriending pain. I don't get this as physical pain. I get this as mental, emotional pain. Now, are you dealing in a situation with excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint, meaning partnering with somebody working for a new company where your rights mean zip? See what I'm saying? Maybe you've been through that before. There may very well be emotional baggage. some flies in the ointment, a turd in the punch bowl every now and again with that 10 of Cups. But I get overall your career, your heart is overflowing right now, and hence the decision, do I want to jeopardize this 10 of Cups, this love that I have, that's something that I'm in control of? But I have to tell you what, I was in this situation. I made the jump. And it's not that I left YouTube, obviously. I'm still here, but I demonetized. I was shadow banned. I don't care what they say. All of the readers, what I hear in the spiritual, metaphysical creators, their numbers are dropping like stones. So I'm like, well, I blew up my back. I worked harder, but it got me to jump over to Patreon, right? This mantra helped. I'm not saying it carried me all the way there, but when I was in excruciating lower back pain, right? Money, support, lower 3 chakras, you get it, right? We've been here, but I made the decision. Now maybe there's another one of these coming. So if I am really in this read, it feels like this is your leverage, the mental emotional part. Because of course there's mental emotional stuff with the physical pain as well. Holism, holistic health, Louise Hay, white courtesy telephone, blessed be. And in the work it does make sense, as hard as this may be, with the judge archetype, right, to make sure this is fair and balanced, to take the time and go inside, what? Withdraw. Look at the emotions right there, right? Because lightning has struck, and maybe it's a neutral thing, right? It's coming to you as lightning. Like, lightning is a good thing if you're, I don't know, give my creature life, right? I have had so much young Frankenstein on the brain today, it's ridiculous. Taffeta, darling, taffeta, sweetheart, no, the dress is taffeta, right? Or it burns down the village, but all at once. And the lightning bolt in the traditional tarot, those little drops of light, it's the yod, it's a Hebrew letter, it means the finger of God. Why? You need to welcome surrender. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. You're not in charge of this, but your destiny is being revealed, but you're being directed inside to deal with whatever and befriend this pain. Now, I'm not saying, some people love pain. I'm not one of those people. We are not too vain to see that love is pain. But pain is your cell tissue, your energy field telling you that immense transformation is happening very quickly. In other words, the healing process even of skin, that's why it burns and itches. It's reknitting itself. But we live in such a anti-pain, pro-pleasure place that we get out of balance. But this is a thing that you could talk to a healer, a therapist, a reader about, right? And I highly recommend the work of Matt Kahn. Everything is here to help, right? Everything changes, but it only changes to make us better. And that's not easy to see unless you find stillness on the regular. Then you can see it sometimes. I love this for you. So we're going to put it together in a minute with a blessing. I always do. But in your career, in your vocation, you're exploring unity consciousness. In your career, you're befriending pain. In your work, you're welcoming surrender. So the work is, there is no problem. There's only destiny being revealed. The career is when discomfort becomes a friend. My most limiting beliefs are healed. And it's true, but it ain't easy. And in your vocation, you are one eternal light appearing as all. Let's put this together. Like I said, a little bit of summation with a blessing. And then the last 20, 30 seconds ago, we could chat for a little bit at the end, because I let the energy of the reading go by letting the goofy loose. It seems to be the easiest way to do it. And I end the reading giggling. And it keeps my momentum up. Creative process. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation to shed light on the potential wealth within them that can never be stolen, that will probably come through a process of analysis spiritually, because a message of great wealth and potential is coming in, and for them to explore unity consciousness, getting that they are one eternal light appearing as all, and that in their career they can be the enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in their charge because their heart is open. And kings get to make the big choices and the decisions, which is what we see right here. But there is some kind of pain either going on in the situation, maybe as a result of this Tower card, maybe because of things that have happened in the past, that they are being triggered. This could also be, now I realize the Tower card first time ever, a trigger card. The Tower card has trigger card. Wow, that's new, but totally makes sense. So help them befriend pain, because when discomfort becomes their friend, their most limiting beliefs are healed. And what if that's the only thing that's in there is the mental, emotional stuff, so they can alchemize that lead to gold, particularly if they were dealing with a Shadow King. Professor Xavier White. Courtesy Cerebro, and so that they can truly be the best judge of what's going on in their work, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power by withdrawing into themselves, dealing with what's going on inside of them over here as a result of a lightning change, a tower, a trigger, instant transformation, but divine intervention. It's what they need, but it may not be what they want, because they can really welcome surrender on this. There is no problem. There's only destiny being revealed. Not that they're not going to make their choices. Of course they are. But to get that they haven't done anything wrong. This is part of a plan. Everything's changing, but it's only changing to make them better. And if they can find that stillness, that clarity, that time, open that heart, this will align for them as they explore unity consciousness, befriending pain, and welcoming surrender for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. Well, you thief, king, judge, that was a juggernaut. I really love that. Oh, what's with the X-Men references all of a sudden? So did you like it? Like it. Help Mal-El get back to Candor, because Krypton's gone. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, just subscribe. I'm fun. I know what I'm talking about. And if I haven't mentioned it, I have really cool hair. Overtone, rich black. I love it. It's a deep, deep purple. It looks practically black on camera. I'm thrilled. But if you want to talk more than just what's going on here, or my hair, which I'm always down to talk about, I am Leo Rising after all, come Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle. I love it so much there. And really, if you just go check out the benefits for each subscription tier, you'll be like, this is pretty good. I am giving, I am serving. Hey, I'm 53. Thorpe, I know I don't look at thanks. I got nothing to lose at this point. So thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the goofy closing on this. But I love you, my Libras, my 7th housers. Really, the lovers of the zodiac. I love those aspects within me. So of course, from my heart to yours, and from my third eye to yours, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Fulfill your life purpose. The world needs us to. Hail. Farewell, and blessed be.